Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Friday morning, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. Got a quick word for you. Tap in. Happy Friday morning, guys. Really quick word. Have a pretty busy day today. Just because you can't see it does not mean there is no movement. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that God is not working. Okay, so many of you have giants in your territory, right? Now, what are those giants? It just all depends, right? But you know what those giants are. Is it people, places, or things? There are giants in your territory. But we keep assuming we can move these giants. So you think you can go and just slay 50 people out of the way. You can go and just cut all the trees down and just whatever, right? Whatever. You think you can do it on your own. And this is what's causing that frustration. So you're frustrated because you yourself are trying to move these giants. You can't move these giants. So there will be certain things that God will require you to do, right? Again, that can be whatever. So many things. That can be fasting, that can be praying, that can be physically going and putting your presence in your territory. There are so many different avenues that God can have you to move, but you yourself cannot move the giants in your territory. Only God can do that. You have to remain faithful. You have to remain obedient to whatever your convictions are. And sometimes, as we always talk about, that obedience is going to be you requiring to do certain things on your part, your life, your behalf. But what happens, many times people get so focused on the promised territory, the destination. So because you're so frustrated and constantly toiling because what you can't see or what's not happening fast enough over there, that you are missing the things that God needs you to work over here. Because if God have you working over here, He's building you. So amongst your, just your physical things that He may have you working on, He's also having you to build your faith, build your stamina, right? Build your power. So there are things that you have to be doing over here. He's doing the things on the other side. But you have to trust that. You have to know that there's a part for you to play, and certain things can't manifest on the other side until you play your position in whatever it is that God is requiring you to do. Sometimes that requirement may look like standing, patience. So just focus on your convictions. This is where a lot of people are missing it at. The enemy will have you so focused on what you can't see that's happening that your mind is warped and constantly concentrating on the side of things that's not even your place. You can't move. These are giants, right? These are giants. Giants can look like so many different things. Giants can look like generics, counterparts. What is it called? Counterfeits, right? Giants can look like addictions on the other side. Generics, I'm sorry. Giants can look like soul ties on the other side. Giants can look like a lot of things. Right? You know what's in your area. And so be very, make sure you keep, distractions are so insane right now. It's almost like, even with being intentional to I'm distracted now. Even with being intentional with avoiding distractions, it's almost like you're still struggling with distractions even when you're being intentional about it. Make it make sense? Or it makes a lot of sense. The enemy is keeping your mind on every single thing that is not even a part of where you're going, not even a part of what God needs you to be doing. God already asked you to fast 37 years ago. You're still avoiding the fast because you ain't got time, because it doesn't make sense. I don't even see things moving, so why am I going to fast today? I can just fast. But God may be requiring you to fast for something that you can't see in the physical. So your fast is breaking something on the other side, but you're so busy worrying about what you can see in the physical. Most likely you won't see things in the physical until God starts to open certain doors or have to use certain people to X, Y, and Z. It's a faith move, supernatural. You can't move the giants. God will move the giants, but there are certain strategic things that he will require of you on your end that's going to speed up the process. It's going to build you. So when he does open the door for you, all that building that you built, right? While you were so frustrated and fussing because you ain't got time for this, all the stuff, and this doesn't make sense, and I ain't got time to wait. God said this, but I ain't got time. All that stuff that Satan has you to focus on, keeping you frustrated about, keeping you to think that, well, because I can't, it doesn't make sense in the physical realm, then it can't be. Can't happen. I beg to differ. You know, I had a gentleman email me. And in one of the recordings, I think last week, I was speaking about how this person could be your kingdom partner, your kingdom wife, and how she could literally still be tied up in addiction with Ray Ray, right? I was just using that, trust me, I was using that as an example for how she can be tied up in addiction with Ray Ray, but God said this is your kingdom wife, and you're focused on the fact that, she's in love with Ray Ray, and they just got engaged and they live together, but God is telling you to stand in X, Y, and Z. And it's not like Ray Ray can't go to jail tomorrow. I'm not trying to put anybody in jail, but I'm making an example, right? Ray Ray can't, it's not that Ray Ray can't go to jail, and upon his arrest, they automatically throw her in rehab, and she's been to rehab 97 times, but all of a sudden, this one time, the addiction is broken, the chain is broken. Because you over here fasting against something, you don't even know what God have you fasting, but God is telling you to fast. And because you're obedient to fasting, you're fasting for this person, and boom, the addiction is broken. So anyway, that was just literally an example. So I had a gentleman who emailed me, and that was his story for real. I mean, the guy name wasn't Ray Ray, right? But it happened. It happened. And they're currently, I think they're married or they're engaged or something like that. Not her and Ray Ray, but the person who, you guys get the point. So the whole point is, you got to stop worrying about what you see in God, listen, I'm telling you guys. I just wish I can tell you some stories, but I just can't for legal reasons for some of these things. But I'm telling you, God will turn things around. God will shatter things. God will move people out of the way in all kind of different scenarios. If that thing is yours, if it's from God. So you're saying that God can't come in and shake up a whole environment when he said something, someone, or someplace is yours? I'm telling you, this is not opinions, it's facts. I've seen it happen several times in my life. It didn't make any sense, but I just kept pressing upon the word that God gave me. Even when 1,000 people said no, even when it didn't make sense. There were people in the land. There were this, that. There were nothing made sense. But I just had to keep following the download that I receive. And it didn't come without fights, right? So that's the whole thing. Listen, you just can't be out here giving up because whatever reason, right? You just won't give up, right? You got to understand, you're going to have to fight. You have to fight for your territory. You're going to get knocked down, but you got to get back up. You just keep on. You got to keep on. You got to keep on. So many people are so gruff in the physical realm, right? You're so gruff. Nobody about to play with you. You're not about to play with my man. Right? People are so gruff in the physical realm, but you got to be just as gruff in the spiritual realm. You gonna just let Satan and his friends and his legions, you gonna just let him take it? You've been through hell and back all your life. God told you he got a whole future for you. You just gonna let him take it? You gonna just lay down? But you can fight the side chick. Kizzy, not today. You can fight everybody else. You can fight everybody on the job, sir. But you gonna let Satan and his no edge friends just take your territory? Oh, they're gonna get some hits now, right? They're gonna get some hits. That's fine. Get knocked down, get back up. Many times you're gonna need a break. Many times you're gonna have to go somewhere and renew your spirit, right? The whole point is you just don't give up. You get back up and you keep moving. I wanted to share that with you guys. Because again, being somebody who, again, it's no opinion. It's factual. In my life, in people who I know's life, things like that. If God said it's yours, God will shake up the whole earth for you to be able to attain it. But you have a part to play. Faith without works is dead. Right? There are some times where God is not going to require you to do anything. You just sit and you're struggling there because it's like, well, I should be working. Faith without works is not dead. Why am I just sitting? Well, but you know in your spirit when God is telling you to sit and be still. Right? There's a piece of a conviction that will keep coming back and telling you, sit still. I got this right now. I'll come back for you in a little bit. But right now, I just need you to sit still so you can hear the downloads. The downloads, I need you to fast right quick. I need you to go here. I need you to do this, do that. You got to be still. It's Friday. The weekend is here. Listen, turn that phone off. No, if God's requiring you to be still. No date nights, no this, no, listen. Turn that phone off so you can get your downloads. But you may be in a season where truly sitting is just all you can do because you've done it all. Just stand. Just keep faith. That's the only thing your job is right now. Keep faith. There are others who are, again, called to fast, called to work on this, called to build credit, you will know what that stuff is because God have already been pressing it upon you and it's more heavier now and you keep ignoring it because you can't see how it would make sense because nothing looks like it could happen at any given time in the physical realm. So you are ignoring your convictions because you can't see it. You're not going to be able to see it. At least not yet. At least not yet. I wanted to share that with you guys. Have a great weekend. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.